IVM.
Hello, welcome to another episode of IVM Likes. I know I always start like that. I always start with hello, like as if it's like a huge fair. We're all coming to a carnival. Hello, welcome, one and all. Please, please enter. So, hi guys, my name is Antariksh. I'm the host for this episode. Joining me on this episode of IVM Likes are my fellow producers, Surohini and Sumit, the Susu combination. Sorry, that was a terrible one, but you get it. Both of you
That
are
was bad.
That was terrible.
Yeah, I
That
know
was
it's fine. It's fine. But now our listeners know that if they ever see Surohini and Sumit together, they know what to call you guys. This is what it is. How's it going, guys? How are you guys doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Oh, perfect, man. Surohini, what's up?
I'm doing great. एकदम अच्छा, बढ़िया.
Awesome. So, for those of you joining us for the first time on this episode of IVM Likes, how a typical episode works is in the first half, we give you guys some awesome recommendations of something we have checked out recently, and we feel that you should check it out as well. And in the second half, we talk about a topic like a pop culturally relevant topic. And on this episode, we'll be talking about anime. That is to say Japanese animation or anime, as it's more popularly known. And we'll be talking a lot about the world of anime and anime in general and our favorite anime shows and movies and what have you. So that's coming up in the second half. Please wait for that. In the meantime, I think it's time to get started with the recommendation round. Today, I'm going to let you guys fight over who should go first. So, Surohini, Sumit, Susu, who would you like to go
Surohini,
Yeah,
first?
Surohini
stop
can
calling us that, yeah.
Okay.
So on
Uh,
every episode, wherever I'm part of it. Antariksh always starts with me. I don't know what he has against
So
me.
now, are
But,
you saying you
he
want to start
always
on
does
this
that.
episode also?
No, like,
Stick
no,
to.
No,
if we are in majority, then I feel we have the upper hand, and
yeah,
I feel we should decide who should start, and that leaves Antariksh. So Antariksh, you
So
start.
Antariksh to start. Oh wow, you flipped it around on me, man. That's smart. Nice. That has never been done before. Okay, that's fine. That's fair. Take it. No, I'll start.
Yes.
So, I went for a movie 2 days back. By the way,
Okay.
nobody's gonna ask me what movie
wow.
this was.
Like you, like
I think.
Okay.
Yeah. What movie? Acha, we are the host now. Okay, sorry.
I mean, how does it work? Kuch to. I went for a movie 2 days back. I
Who
went for
was the
Roohi.
movie, Antariksh?
I went for Roohi, went to watch Roohi, starring Rajkumar Rao, Janvi Kapoor, and another third actor in the parallel lead, whose name I am unfortunately forgetting right now. But it was. Have you guys seen Stree? Have either of you seen Stree,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
movie?
I've seen straight.
Yeah?
Yes.
Like, नहीं देखा Sumit.
Yeah.
So basically,
नहीं,
Roohi is in the same vein. It's by the same director, starring Rajkumar Rao as well, and so it's in the same vein, but not as good, frankly. So I would recommend it if you want to go out and just go for a movie and have like a decent time at a theater. But otherwise, just watch Three again is what I would say. But what is good though about Roohi is Rajkumar Rao's acting is of course great. Okay, and the parallel leads acting, man, I have to remember his name now. But the parallel leads acting is great, dude. It was damn cool. At one point, it
Varun?
does get.
Pukra
Is that the
Varun,
name?
वैसा वाला.
Is that the name?
I feel that's his Instagram handle.
Yeah, possible.
Oh, that
Possible.
guy. Yeah.
Varun Sharma,
No.
that's his name. Yeah, Varun Sharma. And
Pukra में Varun Sharma.
yeah, so yeah, Varun Sharma, correct. So there are a few things that are good about the movie. There are a few things that are not so good. I will just quickly talk about them. The good parts are Janvi Kapoor was, I've never seen her in anything before. She was quite decent in this. Rajkumar Rao was great. Varun Sharma was really good. The setting of the show, like you understand the world of the show, that's done very well. Okay, all that is good. And the first half is crisp, dude. First half is just like, oh man, this is great. This is gonna be a great movie. The second half, I fell asleep because it wasn't as good as I thought it would be in the first half. I dozed off a few times, man. It was just what it is. And the second half got a little weird. The end was a little like, eh. So can I spoil it for you? No, I can't actually. You know,
Yeah,
this is.
please
I
Yeah,
can.
do. I am not like.
You're gonna watch it, huh?
I'm
Okay, cool.
not gonna
Take
watch
it.
it. Yeah.
So in the end, it comes down to that. So inside Janvi Kapoor's body, okay, she's possessed by a split personality, which is a bhoot, like whatever, it's a chudel. Okay, she's possessed by a chudel, and this one's name is
How
Roohi.
original of India.
Yeah, correct. Janvi's name is Roohi, and the chudel's name is Avza. So it's Roohi Avza. Get it? Okay, so it's
Okay.
what it is. Okay,
I
just go
was
with it.
hoping for Ruafza.
Yeah, it is that. It is that. It's Ruhasa only, but this will make it Ruhasa. Anyway, so
Yeah.
it ends. It comes down to this Chudel is basically unsatisfied because she has to get married. She wants to get married because the day she was about to get married, whatever stuff happened and it never materialized. Just paraphrasing, okay. Now, so it comes down to who will marry her. Will it be Rajkumar Rao's character or Varun Sharma's character? Okay, because both of what is actually funny is that Rajkumar Rao's character is in love with Roohi, and Varun Sharma's character is in love with the Chudel. So when it's the Chudel, this guy's like, "Oh man, that's my lady, dude.
That's my girl.
That's my girl." Exactly. So that part was
Twisted
actually that dynamic was actually quite funny. But but it comes down to who will marry her from the two of them. Guess what happens? Can you guys just guess what happens?
Third guy steps in.
Yeah.
You know, kind of.
Or
Yeah.
third, like not a guy but a ghost. Like
You are
Ghost.
so
some-
close, Rohini. Just go and just dig in a little bit more. Okay, it is okay. I'll say it's it definitely something. Okay, wait, now how do I explain this, man? So, what did you just say, Surohini? What is your guess right now?
I
What did you just
said
say?
a ghost.
A ghost, right?
I said
It is.
third
It is.
ghost.
You
creeps
are so close. Okay, fine. I'm not gonna give you any more. Just quickly take a guess. Quickly take a guess. What do you think happened? What do you think the end of this of Roohi is?
His old lover, the ghost old lover, just
Nah,
like
man. But so close, so close. She marries herself.
what?
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
dude.
I was not close. I
Yeah.
was not close.
Yeah.
I was
Roohi,
not close at all.
basically,
Time.
Roohi marries the Chudail, dude. She marries the Afza inside her.
Why?
Okay. And then there's one part where you know the famous
Ah.
I think it's Dilwale Dulhania Le Jayenge, the palat कि अगर तू मुझे चाहती है तो पलट के देखेगी है ना.
Yeah.
So in this one that happens. Okay, so it happens like early on in the movie also where the palat wala gag comes and she's a Chudail, right? So she twists her head behind, you know. She doesn't turn behind.
Yeah.
But at the end of the movie, the same thing again happens, okay, where she's going away on a scooter. Everything has happened. She's married herself. It's the next day. जो भी रात को जो तूफान आ रहा था वो सब चला गया. Okay, and now it's the next day, and she is going away on a scooter with the and these both are standing there and they're like, यार अगर ये हम में से किसी एक को चाहती है तो वो पलट के देखेगी. Okay, she stops the scooter. Okay, we as audience are led to believe कि oh पलटने वाली है. But no, what she does is she looks into the side mirror of the scooty that she's on, sees the Chudail in the reflection, smiles, and then goes away. She's like, yes, I'm happy. I don't need to palat.
Cringe Bollywood. This is pure cringe Bollywood.
So end is weird as hell, for sure. But dude, till
Wait,
the first half,
did
I was
you-
damn interested.
Wait, I have a question. If
bolo.
you fell asleep in the second half of the movie, how do you know all this?
Man, I concur. I understand stuff.
But that was a good
No,
step
no.
though. Like to get to sleep in the movie.
To sleep in the movie,
It's
yes.
that kind of
I mean,
movie.
exactly, dude. But dude, frankly, the hall wasn't as empty as I thought it would be. I thought the hall was gonna be like 2-3 rows full max or whatever. This was like a whole. I was sitting.
People are coming to the theaters back now.
Yeah, people are coming back.
So-
But the theater I was in, they every alternate seat you can use. So I had gone with a friend, but you can sit on every alternate seat. So you know, can't make out and
So you're
stuff man,
watching
anymore in theaters.
What's the point?
Yeah, I'm just joking. Also, dude, now in theaters, if you go, so during the interval, we went out to buy samosas and coke and all. Dude, you can't get them back. You can't get beverages and food back into the theater anymore. You have to eat them outside.
What?
What's the point? Why would I buy anything? Why would I buy anything in
Why
theater?
did they do that?
That's ridiculous, dude. Dude, a popcorn costs what, 300, 400 bucks in a theater, and so you stand outside and eat it without even enjoying my movie? That's ridiculous, dude. Man, screw them. The theater's बंद ही रहो, अच्छा ही है. बंद ही रहो तुम लोग.
Yeah,
छुपे मत.
I know.
I know.
जरूरत ही नहीं थी वैसे.
Exactly. So that's
So do you remember Three's ending? Like, have you watched Three, Antariksh?
yeah, Three's ending. I remember. Do you also remember it, Surohini?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. So I remember Shraddha Kapoor
do you think
gets
it's
the
better?
ponytail of the
Yeah.
of Three.
Good hair.
Yeah, of Three.
Yeah.
And so again, like, so
Yeah,
the
then,
parallel.
like, it is the reveal that she is the Three out
Yeah,
of, like,
exactly. No, that is the assumption. Or either it means that she was the Three all along, or it means that she now has the
Or
powers
it-
of Three, right?
yeah. So
And
do
I
you
feel
think
it's the I feel it's
that
the
was a
latter.
better? Do you think that was a better reveal, or do you think Roohi has a better?
So definitely, Stree wala ending also was a little like out of nowhere, out of left field, thoda. But I will give Stree credit that it definitely. So if the two of them, Stree deserves a sequel more, like, because it's a better movie. It's tangibly a better movie. But what this director is doing is, I think he's going the MCU route. You know what I mean? Where he's gonna make
Next
Stree and
movie,
Roohi
Atma.
seem like they're in the same world, okay? And at some point,
Yeah, but
then I think there's one more movie, then one more horror comedy being made with Varun Dhawan in the lead by the same director. So all these movies will be in the same world, and at some point, like whatever 5-6 movies down the line, they'll all be able to be in
is
the
he
same
doing?
movie together.
No, I think he's doing the Raz wala stream.
What Varun
The
Dhawan is
Raz
doing? Raz?
franchise. Yeah.
The
No,
Raz
no.
franchise. Arey, Raz one.
No,
Raz,
the
yeah,
director
yeah.
you're talking about, na? He's creating a like Raz series.
Yeah, he's
series of
creating a
Raz.
Raz franchise rather than MCU.
Wait,
Yeah.
exactly. He's making an MCU Raz, basically.
A universe with possessed women. Wow.
Exactly, yeah. So I had wanted to talk about another show, but I think we should just I'll save that for the next episode only. Screw it. Let's get to one of you guys. Surohini, would you like to go ahead with your recommendation? Oh, also, you can check out Roohi in theaters right now, and I think in like 2 weeks it's gonna be on Netflix. So, or wait for 2 weeks, whatever you want. Yeah. Surohini, let's get to you.
Yes. So my recommendation is like so it's basically an anthology of independent stories, short films actually, independent short films. It's called Zindagi in Shorts, available on Netflix. And so basically it's like an anthology of short independent films by different directors based upon ordinary lives of of people, and small observations, and small things in other people's lives and what's really happening and everything. And these are very beautiful stories, and are not actually related to each other, but are just there to just to tell a story in like 15 minutes. And yeah, that's the actual concept of short film. But
Oh,
yeah,
so each short is about 15 minutes long.
yeah, on an average 15 minutes.
Okay,
So
cool.
and it's like a 7 short films in one.
This is a very recent show, right? Like in 2020 only, or maybe in 2021.
Yeah, 2021. Like it came on Netflix in 2021.
Okay.
I think it was released somewhere else in 2020.
Oh, so it's not an Indian show. What do you mean somewhere else?
No, it's an Indian show only. Indian short films only, directed by Indian directors, Taira Kashyap, Varun, Vinay something, and different 7 directors. And then it was like compiled, like just given a name Zindagi in short, and then you can watch it on Netflix with that name. And then the films have independent names like Pinni, like
Pinni.
Pinni hai, Swaha hai. Pinni, yeah. The
Pinni,
film,
the desert Pinni.
Name, yeah. The
Oh man, I love
Pinni.
Pinni, dude. That's great. Wow,
Yeah.
what a
So
unique name.
one of the film is named titled Pinni. One of the film is titled Swaha.
Yeah, I love
One
Swaha
is
also. Nice. They're like naming it according to me, man. No, I don't know. Yeah, please go ahead.
One my favorite title is Nanocaphobia.
No, that's
Nanophobia.
nanophobia. Nice, nanophobia.
Yeah.
It's about a Tata Nano.
I don't know. I've not watched that one, but yeah, probably I think it's on. I mean,
Imagine if it's
I've seen 4, but yeah. So yeah, that's my recommendation. It's on Netflix,
Yeah.
and they're very beautiful and very ordinary, simple stories.
Are there any known actors like the actor?
Oh yeah, then Neena Gupta is there.
Oh wow.
There is this Fukre mein there's this वो है ना सरदार है ना फुकरे में.
Okay, I know who you're talking about. Cool. Got it. Yeah. ठीक है. चलो, nice. Yeah, already sold. Neena Gupta's there, dude. Pretty great. Should be good only.
Many known actors. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So many known actors, like many actors who are doing good stuff right now, good content right now. All of them are there in the short films.
Hey, just a side note.
That's my recommendation.
Just a quick side thing.
Sorry?
Does this happen to be produced by Dharma? This is not Dharma, is it? Or is it Dharma?
No, I know this is not Dharma.
Okay, I just watched this post about Dharma hired some 20 new directors or something, dude. Some crazy shit. Some like they got some new team of directors.
New team of directors. 14 or 15 new team of directors in there.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
No, it's not produced by Dharma at all.
Okay, cool.
All right,
so that's Zindagi in Shorts on Netflix. Very cool. Thanks for joining. Sumit, तुम्हारा क्या है दोस्त?
So I have 2 recommendations. First is a YouTuber. His channel name is Only Desi. Have you guys know by any chance? Only Desi.
No.
So basically, what he does is he takes all the old movies and he revisit them like a revisit kind of a video, which is hilarious. Like I really like his observational skill. What he does in like observing a painting in one Mahesh Bhatt's movie and then again it's in another Mahesh Bhatt movie. Like I'm giving you an example of that sort, but he's hilarious. Only Desi. So do check out that channel. And another recommendation I have is for a movie on Netflix, The Big Short. Have you guys seen it?
Yeah.
Oh, I know The Big Short.
I've not seen it.
But I've watched almost every other thing that Adam Mckay has ever done. Adam Mckay is the director of Big Short. He's also director of one of my favorite movies, The Anchorman, The Legend of Ron Burgundy, which is a hilarious movie starring Will Ferrell, Steve Carell, David Koechner, and Paul Rudd. Fab movie. Yeah. Anyway, but go back to Big Short.
This movie also has a great cast. It has Brad Pitt, Steve Carell, Ryan Gosling, and
Christian Bale.
Christian Bale. Yeah. So it's amazing.
I've seen the trailer of this film.
Yeah, this is what. So you guys remember the GameStop thing that happened recently? GameStop, that whole GameStop stock thing, right?
Yeah.
So what they were doing is they were shorting stocks, and The Big Short is about that. They explain how shorting works and why it happens, how you go about it, how banks are scamming, and how this is about the real estate bubble.
Right?
Sorry, what?
It is about the real estate bubble.
And the real estate bubble bursting. And they were shorting like real estate prices, something like that. I don't really understand the technicalities, but
no. So is it a recent film or is it like
like 2016, 2017
release?
2015
release.
15. Okay.
Yeah, 15 release. The story is about 2008, like around that era.
I feel
the housing market crash. What is it called? The housing market crash.
Housing market crash. Correct.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
That's right.
Yeah, cool. Again, just a quick side note on Adam Mckay. Adam Mckay is a brilliant director, and only now he has started doing slightly more serious movies because he used to do all-out comedies. Okay, and he's been involved in some of the biggest comedy like Anchorman. His name was there in Pineapple Express. I'm pretty sure. Blaze of Glory. A lot of great movies. And Talladega Nights is him. Great, okay? And he was a writer on SNL for a while, on Saturday Night Live.
Wow.
So he's like a force, man, in comedy writing. And the fact that he can write such great drama movies also is just, wow, it's amazing.
It's amazing.
So, yep, that's The Big Short. And what is the first recommendation? The YouTube channel? Was Only Desi. Yes.
A YouTube channel called Only Desi.
Only Desi. You know what? I just checked out while you were talking. I just checked out Only Desi's this YouTube channel, and he has a video called The Bung Revisit. Okay, and he's
Yeah.
done such a hilarious thing on the artwork of the image. If I can just show you, actually, our listeners won't be able to see this, but you see the 5M. Do you see the
Yeah, yeah,
5M there?
Yeah.
That usually means 5 million views. This
Million,
over
yeah.
here said
Yeah.
over here he said 5 minute video, and it's hilarious. That's so funny.
Dude, you love his content. Like,
Okay, cool.
do
I'm
check
definitely
that out.
checking him out, man. Definitely checking him out. Awesome. Thank you so much. So that brings us to the end of this first half of this episode. I recommended Roohi. If you want to go out and watch a movie, please go out and check out Roohi. Surohini, what do you recommend?
I recommended Zindagi in Shorts on Netflix.
Yep. And
Yep.
Sumit?
I recommended a YouTube channel called Only Desi and a movie called The Big Short.
The Big Short. All right. That brings us to the end of the first half. See you guys on the other side.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another great week on the IVM Podcast Network. If you're not following us on social media, please do. We're IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. We'd like to thank the sponsors on the network this week, Siet Tires and the Whole Truth Foods. We really appreciate your support. So, on Cyrus Says, Sagarika Ghost, journalist, columnist, author, discusses books she has written, her experiences from reporting about the Babri Masjid demolition back in the day, and the upcoming state election. Cyrus also had a great episode with Devdutt Patnaik last week. Do check that out. Chuck narrates an interesting story about a company that shared its virtual expertise with other companies and empowered the virtual world. No, we're not going to tell you what the brand is, but go check out The Origin of Things. And Chuck also came back on Simplified this week from episode 200 onwards. He's back. Go check that out if you haven't had a chance to do so far. The Habit Coach Ashton was joined by Sapna Gopalkrishnan, his co-trekker on Mount Kilimanjaro. They recollect the trek's memories and Sapna talks about the challenges she faced. On All Things Policy, Rachit Sheth talks to Sarthak Pradhan about Delhi's water crisis. This is due to the pollution of its major water source, the river Yamuna, and he discusses the case against the state of Haryana. We had Manish Dangi, Chief Investment Officer of the Aditya Birla Sun Life Mutual Fund on Paisa Vaisa with Anupam Gupta. They discussed India's financial report card with reference to the past decade, the hits and misses, and what the future of investing is going to look like. And with that, let me get you back to your show.
All right. Welcome back to the second half of this episode. Awesome. I'm very excited for the second half, by the way. Well, the topic we're talking about is anime. Everything we love about it, everything that we have seen, perhaps. Just to get those of you who don't know much about anime to get you guys initiated. Anime is basically the term used for animation that comes out of Japan, for the most part. Actually, now it has gone on to include Korean animation as well, anime. Most anime shows and movies that you watch are normally inspired or adaptations of a comic book, which their comic books there are called mangas. They're not called comics, they're called mangas. It's just the Japanese term, I guess, for a comic, okay? And the Korean term now of manga has become manhwa. So manga is M-A-N-G-A, manhwa is M-A-N-H-W-A, manhwa, okay? And that's what the Korean mangas are, Korean comic books are called. It's just the same term in different languages. Manga are of many types. They can be action, comedy, slice of life. They can be like food based, and many different genres, many different topics. They can talk about mature themes. They can have like very childish themes. They can have very adolescent kind of vibes or whatever. But okay, let's start with something basic. When did you guys get into anime in the first place? So if to start off with, I started watching anime when I was in like I want to say like 5th, 6th standard because Dragon Ball Z was on TV. But I had no idea. I had no idea that Dragon Ball Z was anime. I just thought, oh, it's just in the show.
Same.
I didn't know anything about Japanese animation and all.
Actually, when I started watching, it was the same. Like Dragon Ball Z would be my first show also.
And then Pokemon came, and then Digimon
came, then
Beyblade. Yes.
Pokemon is anime.
Yeah,
I don't even know if they are considered anime or not. Like, if they are, then I've been watching it for a very long time.
Sorry, Sumit,
Pokemon and anime, Pokemon and the Beyblade now look it as anime.
Correct. I had no idea. That's what I'm saying. I had no concept of there is a different kind of animation, and like when you're younger, you do notice that there is a difference in animation, but you don't understand why and what the difference is. Because Dragon Ball Z was very differently animated than anything else on Cartoon Network, like Powerpuff Girls or Dragon Ball Z. There's Dexter's Laboratory. There's so much difference. they almost don't even feel like the same genre. They don't even feel like animation. Like they don't even feel like the same kind of animation. Like both of them can be drawn or computer generated in whatever way.
True.
Even though you have seen like this is an American cartoon and this is a like some different Japanese or any Asian cartoon, you know there's a difference, but you can't spot it. That's very that was very different part back then.
What my understanding though of anime and manga is that in general they allow us to, or allow the creators or the artists to talk about more mature themes if they want to. But that is not true. That is not like an industry-wide thing, because there are like some very childish anime also, and they're meant for children. That's what it's supposed to be. But they're at least able to tackle a lot more mature themes and content than regular just American animation in general. But now American animation is also evolving, and American animation, a lot of American animation has taken cues and like certain elements from Japanese anime. Quickly, if I can talk about two shows that come to mind, especially to me right now, is Avatar: The Last Airbender, which is if you watch it, have either of you seen this? Great, one of the finest shows that you'll ever watch, regardless of an anime show. One of the finest shows ever.
True.
But you can tell how the inspiration is. A lot of it is anime. A lot of it is like the way the action is shown, the way the choreography of the action is shown, the way the character designs, like the eyes, like the really big eyes. That's a staple of anime. So you can tell a lot of the elements are anime related, and it's very, very well done. So another one is Batman the animated series, and then the expansions of that, like the Justice League animated series,
Joker.
And, so all of that. So
Joker
then Young Justice animated series, then the Young Justice animated series. I'm saying so all of that takes elements from anime and anime storytelling, which is always great.
Absolutely.
Surohini, I think you were saying something before I cut you off. How did you get into anime?
No, yeah. So I mean, when it's the same actually. When I started watching anime, I didn't even know that I was watching it.
Yeah,
exactly. If you consider Dragonball
Z, watching cartoons. We were just watching cartoons.
Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, it's like 5 o'clock I have to watch this show, 6 o'clock I have to watch this show, and then that's done.
Oh yeah, you guys remember Toonami on Cartoon Network? Toonami
used
to be like that 1 hour thing. Toonami was the Dragonball Z, and then I think Ninja Robots used to come first, right? Ninja Robots. You guys remember the show Ninja Robots?
I've heard of Ninja Robots, but not Toonami.
Oh, okay. So Cartoon Network used to have Cartoon Network used to have like different segments, right? If you guys remember. So they used to have something called Boomerang, which used to be their like all their Hanna-Barbera cartoons would air during that time. So like the Scooby-Doos and the Flintstones and the Jetsons and all would air during Boomerang. Okay, and then they had another segment called Toonami, which was their anime segment, which Dragon Ball Z, Pokemon, Digimon, Beyblade, Ninja Robots that I can recall. All of this would air during Toonami. This is just like a segment, like a few hours would be dedicated to Toonami. I think it's just a way to tell apart what these things were. Yeah, not major. I don't know why I told you guys all this history, but it is there now. If you want.
I mean, it's important. No, then I mean, people wouldn't actually know about what from where they have started actually watching anime. Like I thought that I started watching anime very late.
Yeah.
Like let's say after my when I watched first Naruto episode, that was in 2016, 15, somewhat this way. But if I consider Pokemon and if I consider Dragon Ball Z, then I've started watching anime then like way back in 2004 or 5. I don't know.
So one thing though is, so I did not know that Dragon Ball Z and all these things are anime, right? When I actually got into anime was with Death Note. That was the first anime show I watched, knowing that there is a thing called anime. And someone has recommended Death Note to me.
Same.
And it was epic. So I think that's what happens. This is so common for people, at least people our age who get into anime. Is their entry very often is Death Note. Why? Because firstly, it's a great watch. It's an easy watch. And it's a great watch, and it's a very limited watch. It's like 26 episodes, and that's the
37.
Series. Okay, but that's the series. Like there's no thing you have to watch. There's nothing you have to watch before that or after that. There's no sequel or anything. It's a self-contained story. It is cerebral and smart as all hell. and there are supernatural elements. It keeps you guessing, man. That's why that show is so great. It always keeps you guessing. So that was the first show I saw. That was the first show I saw, knowing that it's anime. So you guys also saying it was Death Note for you guys?
So I also started with the Death Note only, and then that series of like I loved it so much that I watched it like 3-4 times now. Okay.
Yeah.
I have researched it about it, and there's here's an interesting part. So there are very too many fan theories about the ending, like how can it be better, like about Death Note.
Okay, how can it be better?
So no, not better, but basically what happens after his death. Okay.
After Light's death. Spoiler alert, guys. Actually? But if you haven't seen Death Note, I don't know if you'll watch it now because it's already so many years. We should be able to talk about it if you want to. Yeah. Please go ahead, Sumit. Yeah.
So there's a video on YouTube. Okay, I checked that out and it blew my mind. Okay, and it's all a manga, like a manga theme based hand sketches kind of a video where he showed the story of what happens next. If that happens next, this is the thing what's gonna be hyped up. So yeah, so he dies. He goes into hell or into Shinigami world, where with Ryuk. Okay, Ryuk is like standing just right besides him, and Ryuk says, and he's in very pain. Okay, Light is very much in pain, and now he says, "Ki I'm feeling terrible now, Ryuk. Can we do something? Like, can you bring me back to life?" So he says, "Ki you can't go back to your life, normal life. You're into Shinigami world now." And now the people you have killed, the number of people you have killed, these deaths will repeat to you. Okay, you will die that many times.
These many times. Now. Oh shit.
Yeah.
So this is like what after
this thing? So this is
this is fan theory. This is a fan theory, fan made.
Yeah, this is one of the fan theories.
Crazy.
So that many times you will die, and then Light's the another side, the evil side pops up, and then he says a number 1 2 4 7 6 9, something like that, and he says, "This is the number I have killed, number of people I have killed. I have so this much time I will be here. Okay, like this many time I will keep on dying and come back here same time. So that means I have a time to negotiate it with the king of the Shinigami world and bring him and to be an ally with him to make me a human again."
A human again. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, a human again.
Yeah, and then no, human again, and I have to rule the world of Shinigami. So Ryuk, let's go. That happens.
So I thought, I mean, why would he not choose the Shinigami world over
exactly? He and it is so interesting. I'll definitely send you a link to watch this.
Yeah.
Which actually brings me to another point. So you're saying you saw this video on YouTube, right? Man.
Yeah.
Anime is so huge. Every single anime that that is at least currently ongoing, that is probably ended also. Every single of these shows has so much content around it. Like so one of the shows I follow, one of the mangas I follow is One Piece. Okay, One Piece is the biggest manga in the world. It is the third biggest comic book selling after Superman and Batman. Okay, and it is supposed to cross Batman in like the next 3 years or something of publication. It is supposed to have crossed Batman in total number of sales, so number of units sold in its entirety of publishing history. Okay, of being published. So it's huge, One Piece. Dude, I follow at least 5 One Piece channels which break down each chapter as it comes out, which talks about possible theories, which talks about, where's the story gonna go, which talks about all the things that have happened in the past and all these rundown and explain all these different elements in the world and how the power structures work and all these islands are in this universe. And dude, there's so much content around the stuff that you watch in these anime shows. It is amazing, yeah. Like, and if again, so what I'm saying is, so if in case someone watched Death Note and they're interested in following all these fan theories, if you just look it up, you will find 10 fan theories and each of them will blow your mind.
Yeah. Yeah,
it is great. So it's never ending. There is a sustaining market and interest. Sustaining interest. Sustaining market where people are putting out content around anime, and people are consuming it like buttloads of it, which is pretty cool.
Okay, I have a question over here.
Yeah.
Okay, from both of you. Whenever you see a anime, what hooks you up with that particular anime or manga in that sense?
Man, okay, Surohini, please go.
So I feel for me it has always been the story. It has always been the story. Not even the not I won't say I'll relate to the characters or something, but the story building is amazing. I mean, it just hooks you up like anything. Like you can't just stop watching what the story has to tell. You can't just be like, I don't want to watch it halfway or midway. You have to complete an anime. I feel that's the one point that every other kind of storytelling actually is missing, is what anime is actually showcasing here.
Correct.
Is the way of their storytelling. I mean, characters, I get it, they are all fictional characters, you can relate to them, but at certain point you would be like, yeah, of course that's fiction and that's reality. But the story that they tell is like, you can relate to it on some or the other context in every episode, or every other way it goes, and it's just how they tell the story.
Yeah.
I feel that's brilliant. And
I feel
how elongated, like how precise they are, like how observant they are actually. They show like small things, like they don't even miss that. Very small things, very peculiar things.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. For me, I would say it's always the setting and the environment, like the world building. Because most of these worlds are very unique, and they're not really like the real world unless it's purposely. So, for instance, like for one of my favorite shows is Bakano. Okay, Bakano is an anime show. Based in America. Like most anime that you watch is based in and around Japan for the most part. Okay, in Tokyo or whatever, like fictionalized versions of these places, but a lot of them are based in that. This one is one of the few that is based in America during Prohibition era America. That is prohibition of alcohol era. And but then there are supernatural elements. There are these immortal people here. There's mafias involved. The whole train, basically the whole series revolves around 3 years. That is, I want to say 19. I'm forgetting the year. I think it's 31, 32, and 33 is the year. No, I think it's 1930, 1931, and 1932 are the 3 years that they're talking about. And the center point of all of this, like the converging point, and then so everything converges and then goes away from one particular point, which is the first journey of this new train. Okay, the train is called the Flying Pussyfoot. Yeah, it's just the name. I'm not making it up. That's the name of the train, the Flying Pussyfoot. But that's and so everything revolves around the premier journey of this train. And so what I'm saying is the world is even though they do go away from the regular everyday, like it's not like there are immortals involved, for God's sake. So it's not it's not real, but they make it real. The setting is so great, the atmosphere is so great. They make it really good. Are you guys fans of Attack on Titan, or have either of you seen Attack on Titan?
No, I've heard of it. I haven't.
So Attack on Titan,
I've seen
for
just
me,
like a little bit.
Attack on Titan for me is like what Game of Thrones was for the TV show. Not in the setting itself, like in the sense, Game of Thrones is set in like all these kings and families warring with each other. Yeah, I'm just talking about the way people die. Like your favorite characters will die.
Yeah.
You won't see it coming. You will hate it, but you will still love the show. Okay, that's Attack on Titan for you. Attack on Titan revolves around. So humanity is on the brink of extinction. Okay, there are like, you can count the number of people that are left. Okay, there are like very few people, like in the thousands. There are like 15,000, 20,000 people. All of humanity is just these many people that have been cordoned off. That is living inside these three concentric circle walls. So there is the wall Maria, wall Rose inside, and then inside more there's one more wall. I'm forgetting the third wall's name. Okay. Why are they living in these walls? Is because outside of these walls is a world of titans. Titans are like grotesque, giant, humanoid creatures. They look like humans, okay, like with slightly more grotesque features, but they look like humans, and they feed on humans. That's their prey. Humans are their prey, and nothing else. Only humans are their prey. So humanity has
Okay.
been forced inside these walls, okay, and now it's a battle for survival because it has been years. Humanity hasn't at first couldn't even figure out how to defeat a single one of these titans, let alone an entire horde of these. Okay, and then slowly things start developing. Your understanding of the creatures becomes more, and then there are other plots and all that happen. It is great. Attack on Titan is one of the finest shows I've ever seen. It is in its final season right now, and it is every episode is just mind blowing right now, and it has been good from the get go. So again, it's always the setting for me, man. It's always a good setting. I think it takes the cake for me. What about you, Sumit? What attracts you to an anime show or a movie?
So each anime show has a kind of a dark twist, okay, to it. That hooks me up, like, to be honest. And like, initially it starts very slow in most of the animes. Like, they build the character and the settings around it, but after a while, when there's a, like, towards the first episode end or in the second episode end or whatever it is, like, there's a moment, okay, where the story just revolves 360-degree, okay, and that hooks me up. Like on Death
Like the
Note,
twist,
there's
kind
the
of.
moment.
Like
Yes,
there's a twist.
exactly, the twist.
Yeah.
I really love the dark twist, or sometimes the fighting sequence, like the bloodshed and everything, that all things, that is so good in anime.
Yeah. Very true, man. Man, so the thing is, I can talk about this topic for hours. I I live and breathe anime, dude. I love anime so much. So just to finish off this episode, I think if we can, so I'll tell you, okay. I have 5 anime that I recommend to everyone, regardless of whether they are into anime or not. There are 5 anime that I recommend to everyone that I feel you should watch, even if you're not into the medium, even if you're not into the genre, because they are just great pieces of storytelling. These things are just great writing, great pieces of storytelling that'll stay with you for a long time afterwards. Okay, so I think if we can all think of like a few shows, or like, so I'm going to tell you my 5 shows, and then you guys can go ahead and contribute your own if you would like. So my 5 shows are, uh, Death Note used to be one of them, okay, initially, but now I have stopped putting Death Note in that list because everyone has already at least seen Death Note, or if they've not seen it, they know about it. So it's been on their list for a while.
True.
You know, it's almost always the case. Almost always the case. So Death Note used to be number 1, but now again I've moved it from thing. So now I'm going to tell you the new 5 that are on my always recommended list. Number 1 is One Punch Man. Have you guys seen One Punch Man?
Yeah.
Yep. Surohini, have you seen One Punch Man?
No, I have
Fantastic show. It's about a guy who is, so you know how like other anime, say if you're watching Naruto, you're watching Bleach, whoever you're watching, whichever show you're watching, if you're watching One Piece or Yu Yu Hakusho or Hunter x Hunter, all these anime, the aim of the protagonist is to become the best, right? So Naruto's aim is to become the best ninja in the world, right? In One Piece, the aim is to become the Pirate King. So all these things is to become the best. In One Punch Man,
true.
the main character Saitama, he starts off as the best. He is the One Punch Man. He can destroy anything with just one punch. He's the strongest being that exists. Okay, but because he's that strong, he is super depressed because he's like, dude, there's nothing to fight. Everything is too easy. What do I do?
Yeah.
So the show is about, it's a hilarious take on a super strong superhero dealing with depression. Okay, and it's hilarious, dude. And the animation is great, and the fights are amazing. I cannot say enough good things about it, dude. The first 12 episodes that make the first season are already mind blowing, and then the second episode is a great addition. But the first episode itself is great enough to hook you in from the get-go. So yeah. Then, okay, I will quickly run down my other 4. I already mentioned Bakano, the one which is talking about the flying pussyfoot and all that. Okay, that's number 2. Number 3 is Cowboy Bebop. Again, I'll ask, have either of you heard of Cowboy Bebop? Yeah. It's Cowboy Bebop.
Oh.
It's easier to explain. It's about bounty hunters in space.
Oh
Okay.
wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a very, very fun. It's one of the most highly rated animes. And I swear to God, it is the best anime soundtrack that you will hear, because there's a lot of great jazz in the back in the soundtrack. The starting intro music is the best of any anime. The action is great, the story is great. It talks about it's bounty hunters in space, and it is the genre is cyberpunk. Cyberpunk says that someday in the future, high tech life but really low social life, like really low civic life. That means like the rich have become super rich. The technology of the times has gone really, like really, the technology of the times is doing really great. But people, like the difference between the rich and the poor is even bigger than it is right now currently as we speak. So the poor are super poor, the rich are super rich, and then there are bounty hunters in space, bounty hunting. So that's Cowboy Bebop for me. Next is Surohini already mentioned mentioned the show earlier on this episode, is Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Yes.
Please note, Fullmetal Alchemist has 2 adaptations. One is Fullmetal Alchemist, and one is Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. Brotherhood is the one to watch, and Fullmetal Alchemist you can watch after Brotherhood if you want. The reason being, it's like the Game of Thrones phenomenon. Again, Game of Thrones reference. It's like Game of Thrones phenomenon. You know how Game of Thrones adapted the books till the 6th season, and the last 2 seasons had to be separate from the books because the books didn't cover that part yet, right? It's the same thing that happened with Fullmetal Alchemist. Fullmetal Alchemist, the first show, Fullmetal Alchemist, was coming out while the manga was also going on, and then they reached a point where the manga hadn't been written after that. So the Fullmetal Alchemist had to come up with some of their own endings and character explanations and all and what have you, which is okay. Which is okay, not bad in any way. But Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood follows the manga to a T, and it is mind blowing. There are like 52 episodes, I think, and just a great story from the start to finish. You are, again, not a boring moment in Fullmetal Alchemist for me. Excellent. If just quick round of the story, it's about 2 brothers, the Elric brothers, Edward and Alphonse Elric, and they lose their mother. Okay, they're alchemists. They're kids. They're learning to be alchemists. Alchemy, if you don't know, is the science of converting an object into any other object. So basically, like supposing like I want to take out iron from the ground. Okay, and I can do that through alchemy. I'm converting the ground into iron. Like converting any element into any other element through science is called the science of alchemy. In this world, anyone can learn alchemy. Like it's not a magic. It's a science that you can learn. Okay, anyone can learn alchemy. 2 brothers who are learning alchemy, Alphonse and Edward Elric. They're kids. They're like, I want to say like 8 years old or maybe even 5-6 years old. They lose their mother. Okay, their mother dies, and they're like, dude, we are alchemists, man. We are fucking alchemists. We're gonna bring our mother back from the dead.
Yeah.
Okay? But what the thing is an alchemy. There's a principle in alchemy that states that everything has an equal give and take. Okay, so if you are making an alchemy reaction happen, only the mass cannot be created. Like whatever you have can be made into another state, but it cannot. Nothing can be created from scratch. So there is always a price to be given for what you are trying to create. Okay. So, for instance, if you want to make a building, you have to put in that much cement, that many bricks, that many, whatever, like doors or whatever, wood to make that building happen. And only then you can alchemize it into a building. So, the question comes to, if you're bringing someone back from the dead, what is the price of a human soul? What is the weight of a human soul? Okay. That because of this, because there's no short answer. Because of this, there is the human transmutation. It's called the bringing human transmutation. The transmutation is the act of alchemy. Is called transmutation. Human transmutation, because of that, is illegal or is banned because there is no price that you can pay for a human life, for a human soul. So these guys try to get the mom
Like,
back to
who
life.
would decide that? I mean,
Yeah. So these guys, they're
Yeah.
like, fuck that shit, dude. We are great. We are still gonna do this. We want to love our mother. And they say because they think, oh man, human transformation is frowned upon, man, because they don't want everyone coming back to life and shit. Obviously, right? Because they don't realize that there's something like fundamentally impossible when trying human
wrong.
transmutation.
Yeah.
So because of this, they do a human transmutation reaction. Because of this, the younger brother Alphonse loses his body, okay, and the older brother loses his right arm and right leg, okay, because there has to be an exchange, right? What do you have to, if you're getting a human back to life, you have to give away human parts. So it takes away all of Alphonse's body, and while Edward's right arm and red leg are gone, and while he's on the ground, he has to fuse. He has to call his brother's. Ed has to call his brother Alphonse's soul back from the dead, and bound the soul to a piece of armor that is there. So now Alphonse, throughout the entirety of the series, is just a talking piece of armor, okay, with no body inside. And Edward has he's like a cyborg. He has like an automated metal arm and metal leg, like a robotic arm leg. And then the story goes forward as the philosopher's stone that is involved. There's a lot of human transmutation, and it's great. It's fantastic. It's too great. And then the last one is Attack on Titan. I've already said, so I will say My Hero Academia. Just go watch My Hero Academia. It is great. I will let Sumit talk more, and I won't explain My Hero Academia. It's very easy to research My Hero Academia, so please go and watch it. That's it from me, from my end. Sumit, what about you? Anything, any particular shows that you would like to recommend?
So since we are talking about My Hero Academia, that is one of my favorite show that I'm currently watching right now. I'm on season 4.
All right, guys, we have reached a point where Surohini has to go be in another recording, so she has to leave. Surohini, where can people follow you online?
So you can follow me on Twitter. My handle is @Surohini
All right, please follow her there. Thank you so much, Surohini. And
thank you. Bye, guys.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. See you soon. As I was saying, I'm up to date on the manga of My Hero Academia, and there are two shows that I'm up to date on the manga of, which is My Hero Academia and One Piece. A fact that I'm very proud of, because both these shows are epic right now. Both these mangas are epic reading right now. The story is going so well.
So my second favorite show is it's called The Future Diary that I have recently watched. It's on Netflix, so people can definitely watch that. The show is about there's a god, okay, called Zeus, and he
like the Greek god, god Zeus, or like
no, not the Greek god. This is the demon god, kind of demon god, you can say, or mythological god. So what he does is he in the, like, there are few people what he choose for a game. Okay, so game is he will give like each individual a power, as in a diary, where they can see a future. Okay, so for some people it's their phone, or some people it's their voice recorder, or MP3 player, or a different kind of people are there, like around 12 people are there. Okay, now the protagonist is a kid. Okay, is a kid whose imaginary god is this person. He connects him via imagination. Okay, and then this guy gives him a future diary, and now the game starts. Everyone, all the people have to kill this boy, number one. The boy, I don't remember his name, but he's number one in this thing. And now all the other, like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 people, whoever are there, they have to kill this boy. But there is number two, who's a girl, which she is in love with this boy. Okay.
With number one.
Yeah, with the number one, and now she kills all of them, all the other all the other content competitors, and that too in very epic manner. Like the last twist, it will just blow your mind. I would definitely recommend you to watch.
Cool. So all these people who have this phone, this specific kind of phone,
the diary.
all the phones are called future diaries, right? They're all future diaries.
Cool. Correct.
Nice. Cool. What's next?
Interesting concept.
Yeah.
So and very dark scenes. Like sometimes the fighting gets like way ahead of its thing. So it just gets darker.
Okay. Got it.
So so that is one anime I recommend people to watch. And then Berserk is one. It's an old
Berserk,
classic.
Of course.
We have already talked about it in the previous episodes.
Yep.
And thanks to you, you suggested me that episode, the series. So I watched it. So it's great. It's amazing. I really like the storyline. And so after that I just these many animes I'm watching right now.
Okay, wow.
Although I will watch the suggestions you guys have talked about in this episode.
Yes, please,
So,
man. I desperately need more people to talk about anime with, dude. Not enough people around me watch anime. So any listeners, if you guys do and want to talk about just anime, just geek out on stuff, more than welcome to text me and we'll get it going. We'll form a club. Let's do that. Let's form an anime club. Actually, no, I'm kind of lazy, so let's not do that. It's too much work. That brings us to the end of this episode. Thank you so much, Sumit. Sumit, where can people follow you online?
So people can follow me on Instagram. I'm Instagram and Twitter. Both places I am named as Sumit, SUMMITPANDE. Sumit Pandey.
All right. And you can follow me on Instagram at Antariksh T, That's my name. This was a great episode, man. It was so fun. I got so many.
I really liked it.
Yeah, I hope some of you listeners. I hope we didn't just talk about all the generic shows and all the shows that everyone already knows about, and you got something worthy or worthwhile out of this episode. Yep, go ahead, watch, have a good time, watch more anime, watch more shows, and let us know which is your favorite anime show.
Also, we'll be back with more animated show like a recommendation in coming episodes. If
yes,
you
of course. Yeah, please follow us on our Instagrams. Please follow the show IVM Likes. Review us on Google Podcasts and Apple Podcasts because that always helps with promotions of the show. Thank you so much, guys. See you guys next week. Bye bye.
Hi, I'm Zarina Poonawalla, host of the Empowering Series podcast on the IVM network. I happen to be a peak performance coach and leadership coach by profession, and I'm here to share with you productivity tools, life-altering techniques, and real-life hacks to help you achieve your maximum potential in everything you do, your relationships, professions, careers. So tune in every Monday to unleash your inner power. Be safe, be well, be empowered.
If you love cricket, listen up. The Edges and Sledges Cricket Podcast is here for you. Hosted by DJ, Varun, and me, Ashwin, we bring a fun, fresh fan's point of view to talking all things cricket. Sometimes it's just the three of us, sometimes we have guests, including current and former international cricketers. For new episodes every week, check out the Edges and Sledges Cricket Podcast on the IVM app, website, or wherever you get your podcasts.